By now, you've probably heard you should be using AI in your job search, but why? Well, in today's video, we're going to break down the top reasons that AI gives you a leg up in your job search and how to use it correctly. Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm here to take your job search from stressful to successful. So let's jump in. Reason number one is that you are able to create a customized plan with AI for your specific job search needs. There is a lot of information out there that you can sift through, whether that be other YouTube videos, books, podcasts, but not all of them are going to relate specifically to you. And this is where AI can act as your job search or career coach. And I've created a prompt in my school community which leads you to directly focus on where you are now in your job search and where you want to go. And the beauty of it is that it is set up for what you exactly are looking for. So if you're at the beginning of your job search, it'll meet you there. If you're at the negotiation stage of a job offer, it'll meet you there. And when you're able to customize to your wants and needs, that is when you are going to stand out from the crowd. Number two is that it gives you a fresh perspective. Sometimes you are just so in the weeds that you cannot see beyond that. Now, I'm going to give you an example. When I was looking to return to the paid workforce after my career break, I was struggling. Not only was I contending with a career break, but I was also looking to completely pivot careers. And I was trying to figure out how everything I had been doing during my career break and everything I had been doing before translated into this new path. And this is an excellent area for AI to come in and help you. I've actually created a couple prompts, one specifically for career breakers who are looking to return to the paid workforce, but also for people who are looking to pivot careers. Now, these prompts can be found in my free school community, so make sure to check out the link below to get access. And number three is that AI saves time, at least when you use it correctly. When you are using it to, say, tailor your resume or write a cover letter, this can be done in minutes. But, and here's the big but, that was funny, big but. Here is where you need to hone in on knowing how to use ChatGPT or your AI tool of choice. Because if you put generic inputs in, you're going to get generic outputs. And that's not going to save you time. So taking the time upfront to create solid prompts is going to ultimately save you time. But not only is it going to save you time in creating a resume or creating a cover letter, it's also going to speed up the time that you're able to apply for positions. Now, if you see a position and you're like, oh my gosh, it just got posted, I need to apply, and then you sit down and you're like, I have to make my resume. That's one of the most demoralizing feelings. So if you already have a strong base resume and then you just need to tailor it, using a prompt can do that in minutes. So you can then hit that submit button and have your application off to the races. And reason number four is that most people actually aren't using it. And the ones that are using it wrong. There's a 2025 report by Career Companies Group, and it stated that 65% of job seekers use AI in some capacity in their job search. And that number seemed really high. And then I dug a bit deeper, and the numbers were interesting. It stated that 20% use it for cover letters, 19% use it to help write their resume, and 7% use it in their interview prep. But let's flip those numbers. That means 80% aren't using it in their cover letters. 81% are not using it in resume writing, and 93% are not using it in their interview prep. And I can almost guarantee that those small percentages that are using it are not using it correctly. And I've seen this firsthand. I have received cover letters that are pretty much the exact same thing. So then, of course, I tested it. I went ahead and put in the job description I was recruiting for, stuck it into AI, just asked it to create a cover letter, and out popped, well, what do you know? The exact cover letter with some like fill in the blank areas. Now, think about that. If that's what most people are using it to do, then you just taking the time to understand what prompt engineering is, which is just creating a strong prompt that will get you the results you're looking for, that is going to blow most of your competitors out of the water. So when you think, hey, not only am I going to learn how to use AI in my job search, but I'm going to use it appropriately, that is going to give you a huge leg up. And talking about that, number 5 also has to do with your skills in AI. Look, whether or not you love AI or hate it, it's not going anywhere. And when you use AI in your job search, you are growing a skill set that is going to become more and more needed. And when you can feel comfortable using AI, that's going to set the base for you continuing to learn about it and perhaps even be that person at the company who's like the go-to AI person, making you stand out in a great way. And next is that AI offers you more advanced research. You always hear it, right? Research the company, research the role, research the people that you're going to be interviewing with. And you're like, okay, great. Where do I start? So you start typing in these different websites you've heard about. Maybe you've heard about Glassdoor. Maybe you heard about PayScale. And you start piecemealing your research together. But what about if you had a one-stop shop and you could just say, hey, here's what I'm trying to research, here are the companies I'm trying to research, whatever you're trying to research, and you ask AI to do that research. Well, you can do exactly that. And the beauty of it is you can also ask it to cite exactly where it's pulling from. And a great tool for this is Perplexity. And a great thing about Perplexity is that when it gives you the output that you're looking for, it's also going to cite exactly where it got that information. So you can go ahead, click on it, and it'll bring you to that exact page. If you are using ChatGPT or Gemini, Claude, yes, you can ask it to do that, and you always should, so you have the original source reference, but Perplexity automatically does that. But all of this to say is that it's going to act as your personal research assistant. So rather than sitting there not knowing where to start, all you're going to have to tell it is exactly what you're looking for, and it can do all of the heavy lifting for you. And next is that AI prepares you. If I told you I had some of the questions on a test you were going to take, you would most likely be like, give me those questions. Well, AI can do that for you. Whether you are going into a phone screen, an interview, or even a negotiation with a job offer, using AI as your kind of role playing buddy is perfect. It prepares you in ways that you wouldn't even know you needed to be prepared for. And the beauty of it is that you can, once again, use it for your specific situation. So if you're going into an interview, you can prepare questions directly based on the company level, at the position level, at the culture level. If you're looking to negotiate, you can tell it exactly your industry, the salary ranges, your experience, all of that, the company, and you can go back and forth and create a script that you can use in your negotiation. And when you feel prepared, it leads to my final point, which is that AI boosts your confidence. If I told you you had a free job search career coach at your fingertips that could help you with every stage of the job search process, from figuring out what you want to do next, to writing your resume, to preparing you for an interview, and everything in between, I'm sure you would feel so much more confident going into each stage of the job search process. And that is what AI can do for you. So do not sleep on AI. I know that there is a slight learning curve, but the beauty with AI is you already have the tools you need to be successful. And if you are a beginner, you're going to want to check out my video here where I walk you through ChatGPT basics for your job search.